Welcome to Bible. So yesterday we started talking about these special stories Jesus loved to tell people that he used to teach them lessons. Do you remember what those stories were called? They had a special name. They were called parables. Very good. So a parable was a story that was told to teach a lesson. Now, the parable we're going to talk about today is called the Great Banquet. This is another one of those stories Jesus told to teach a lesson. Now, I want you to think about this great banquet. It's kind of like a banquet is a feast. It's a big meal, and it's a party. Kind of like birthday parties we have today, right? Think about the Great Banquet as being the best birthday party you have ever been to. So, the person invites you and you go to their party and you enjoy yourself. Now, are you allowed to say no to the invitation? Sure, you might have something else going on that day and you might not be able to make it, so you may or may not go. Well, that's kind of what happened in this story today. Back in Bible times, great wealthy people who had a lot of money, they were very rich, would often have these big parties, kind of like the big birthday parties we throw today. And they would send their servants out into the community to invite people. And not everybody would always come. So this story today is about one of those situations that's sort of like that. So, here is our story for today. The Bible tells us it's important to take care of anyone who is poor, weak, or helpless. We must show them God's love and care for them in any way we can. One day, Jesus was invited to have a meal at the home of an important Pharisee. Lots of rich people were there, watching Jesus and listening to him. He told this story to the Pharisee. A certain man prepared a great feast. When everything was ready, he sent his servant to invite his friends to come. But everyone who was invited made excuses. The first person said, "I cannot come because I have bought a piece of land and I need to go see it." The next person who was invited to the feast replied, "I have bought 5 oxen and I need to see if they will work as a team plowing, so I cannot come now." Another person who was invited said he couldn't come to the feast because he had just gotten married. People were just too busy. The man was disappointed and said, "Go into the streets and lanes of the city and invite the poor, those with disabilities, and the blind to my feast. Encourage them all to come. There's plenty of room for everyone. Take care of the poor and helpless in this world, and you will be blessed." All right, so what I want you to take out of this story today is I want you to think about the man who was inviting everyone as being Jesus. Jesus invites us to him. Jesus wants us to come to him and to love him and to accept him into our hearts. Now, does everyone accept that invitation? No, they don't. Just like in our story, we had people, they had lots of excuses for not coming to the party. Well, the same thing today. Lots of people make lots of excuses for not giving their hearts to God. But in the end, those who accept the invitation will be blessed. So remember that next time you hear God knocking at your heart, listen. Answer the door and see what he has to say. I hope you enjoyed our story today, The Great Banquet. Click on the next link to see our click for today.